Uncomfortable, but understanding. In war, survival has claws. 120 meters, the submarine trembles, then steadies. Mertens checks the hull stress gauges. She's holding miraculously. Kretschmer runs a hand along the cold metal wall. She doesn't want to die today. He steps to the periscope well. Continue rising, slowly. We aim for periscope depth. Haydn suddenly tenses, lifting a hand. Propellers, new contact faint. A cold spike runs through the control room. Kretschmer turns sharply. Destroyer. Haydn listens, eyes flicking back and forth. No, not a destroyer. Something smaller, faster. Higher pitch. Vogel's voice tightens. Aircraft. Haydn nods once. Yes, aircraft. The control room freezes. Above them, beyond the black ceiling of water, the first patrol planes of dawn are sweeping across the sky, searching for exactly the kind of U-boat that fires torpedoes in the dark. Kretschmer breathes slowly. Hold ascent at 80 meters. Do not rise further. The order circulates. Men stop their movements, as if any vibration might call death downward. Haydn listens again, voice barely audible. It's circling, probably scanning the merchant. A long silence follows. Kretschmer folds his arms behind his back, staring through the metal, imagining the sky above. That plane will call destroyers. Vogel nods grimly. And if they come back, Kretschmer finishes the thought. The merchant's wake won't save us. The men hear the faint thrum of the aircraft fade, then reappear, then fade again. Is searching, persistent. Kretschmer whispers. We wait, and we pray dawn clouds over. Minutes drag like hours. Finally, Haydn whispers. Aircraft moving off,
Chief, we're diving
heading
too
northeast,
fast. Flood the main
no sign of
ballast
destroyers. A muted sigh sweeps the
that hatch.
room. Kretschmer allows himself a single nod. Continue ascent. Target depth, 20 meters. The submarine rises again. 70 meters. 60. 50 asterisk asterisk. The pressure eases. The air cools. The hull groans less. But the danger only shifts. At periscope depth, they risk detection from both above and below. Yet Kretschmer knows they need to see the horizon. They need bearings. They need a plan. Tonight showed him a truth the U-boat command refuses to believe. The Allies are reading their signals. If he survives, he will bring that truth to Donitz himself. But first, they must break the surface without being spotted. Kretschmer lowers his voice to the hushed reverence of a priest. Periscope depth gently. The boat rises. 40 meters. 30. 25. Asterisk asterisk. The crew waits. Haydn whispers. No screws nearby, nothing overhead. Kretschmer prepares to raise the periscope. Steady, steady. U-123 slips upward. 20 meters. Nearly there. Nearly safe. Nearly. But safety in the Atlantic is never more than an illusion. 20 meters. The submarine levels out, her battered hull finally relieved of the crushing deep. The air inside U-123 feels lighter, though not a single man dares breathe deeply. In this moment, the ocean is quiet, and the crew clings to that fragile silence. Kretschmer rests his hands on the periscope grips. Raise the attack scope, he whispers. The mechanism rises with a soft metallic hiss, droplets of seawater sliding down the cold tube. Every man in the control room leans forward unconsciously, as if willing the ocean above to remain empty. Kretschmer lowers his eye to the periscope. A thin circle of moonlit sea appears, wavering, distorted, eerily calm after the nightmare they've endured. His voice is low, horizon clear. He rotates the scope slowly. Merchantman ahead, keeping steady course, no escorts in sight. A breathless murmur of relief ripples through the control room. The ocean, for the first time in hours, seems theirs again. He continues turning the scope. Sky to the east. Heavy clouds, good cover. No. He stops. Freezes. Every muscle in his body goes still. Vogel sees the change in his expression. Her captain, Kretschmer, doesn't look away. A shadow in the clouds. The men tense. He rotates the scope a fraction of a degree. The shape sharpens. Not a cloud. Not a bird. A wing. A single-engine aircraft, faint but unmistakable, circling back, its silhouette barely visible as dawn's first gray light bleeds into the sky. He lowers the scope. Aircraft. Bearing 040. Returning. A chill knives through the control room. Haydn speaks softly, as if trying not to make the truth real. It must have spotted something. Vogel mutters. Us. Kretschmer shakes his head. If it saw us, we'd already hear depth charges. It saw the merchant, and it's suspicious. Mertens wipes grease from his brow. If that plane signals coordinates, destroyers will be on us in an hour. Kretschmer stares at the periscope. We don't have an hour. Above the waves, the patrol plane. A Royal Navy Swordfish Patrol aircraft cuts a slow circle through the pale dawn mist. The pilot squints down at the lonely merchant ship below. Something feels wrong. A ripple in the water. A long, faint disturbance where the sea should be flat. U-boat turbulence. He rubs his eyes, looks again. Yes. There, just behind the merchant's wake. He clicks on his radio transmitter. Base, this is Archer 1. Possible submarine wake at grid reference. He never finishes the sentence. Back aboard you, 123. Kretschmer flinches as a sudden roar vibrates faintly through the hull, distant but unmistakable. Haydn stiffens. Aircraft throttle up, diving. Kretschmer's voice turns to steel. Crash dive. Now! Mertens slams the dive controls. The bow dips sharply. Water rushes over the periscope. Depth 40 meters. The aircraft swoops overhead. A second later, splash, 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 splash. 4 British depth charge markers plunge into the water. The crew braces. Brace for the first depth charge detonates off the port bow.
Move the pin.
Close enough to send men sprawling. The hull shrieks like tortured metal. Another detonates. Krati A. Chum. A battery rack collapses in the aft compartment. A lamp explodes in a shower of sparks. The boat tilts violently to starboard. Steady her. Kretschmer shouts. Take us to 90 meters. 70 meters. Mertens calls. 80. Pressure rising. Another explosion rocks them, closer than any before. A pipe ruptures overhead, spraying the control room with freezing seawater. Vogel wipes his eyes, gasping. Her captain, if that plane calls in a destroyer. It already has. Kretschmer snaps. Prepare for evasive maneuvers. We dive deep, then silent running. He turns to the crew. Tonight we escape sonar. Tonight we slip the destroyer's kill pattern. But dawn brings a new hunter. He points upward. That plane is the most dangerous thing in the Atlantic right now. Haydn listens again, fear creeping into his voice. The aircraft is circling back. It's preparing another run. Kretschmer steadies himself, voice low and relentless. Then we go deeper. The crew hesitates, only for breath. Mertens whispers. The hull. Her captain. She won't survive another 150. Kretschmer's eyes burn. She will. She must. He lifts his voice. Down angle 15 degrees. Flood tanks. Dive. The submarine shudders. The depth gauge spins. 80 meters. 90. 100 asterisk asterisk. Men cling to any handhold they can find. 110. 120. 130 asterisk asterisk. The hull screams under the pressure, but holds. Above them, the swordfish circles like a vulture waiting for its prey to surface again. Below them, the ocean grows darker, heavier, more silent. U-123 vanishes into the deep, carrying with it a secret truth about Enigma that the German High Command refuses to see. The Atlantic swallows U-123 whole as she sinks back into the deep, her hull groaning, her lights flickering, her crew battered and exhausted. But she holds. Inch by inch, meter by meter, the pressure steadies. The explosions fade into muffled echoes far above. Kretschmer grips a handrail, breathing slowly as the submarine settles at 140 meters, trembling but alive. Silence returns. Not the calm silence of safe sea, but the haunted, heavy silence of men who have brushed the edge of death and felt it staring back. Haydn finally breaks it, voice thin. Aircraft moving off. No new screws. No sonar. Nothing. Vogel sinks onto a bench, head in his hands. Several sailors whisper prayers. Others simply stare at the deck, letting the reality sink in. They survived. Barely. Mertens wipes sweat from his brow and speaks with wonder. I don't know how she held together, but she did. This boat wants to live. Kretschmer nods slowly, running his hand along the warm steel. She's stronger than we deserve. But his mind is already elsewhere, back in the dark hours, in the shockingly clean precision of the destroyer's attack, in the coded message they sent just before hell opened above them. He steps to the radio compartment. The Enigma machine sits there, silent, gleaming faintly under the dim red lights. Hours ago, they trusted it utterly. Every U-boat in the Atlantic still does. Radio man Weiss looks at it now as though it's a cursed idol. Herr Captain, he whispers, if our messages, if they're being read. Kretschmer closes the metal dust cover over the machine. They are. No one argues. The destroyer's uncanny speed, the perfect intercept, the kill patterns fired with mathematical precision. Every moment of the night points to one truth. The Allies broke Enigma, and the High Command, in their arrogance, doesn't know. Kretschmer turns to his officers. When we reach base, I will go straight to Donitz himself. The BDU must hear it from someone who lived it. Vogel nods, understanding the weight of that promise. If they don't act, Kretschmer continues, the entire U-boat R will be slaughtered. Boat after boat, crew after crew, all hunted the same way we were tonight. A long silence settles on the control room. Finally, Kretschmer straightens. Set course for home. Silent running until nightfall. We will surface only under cloud cover. The men move with quiet determination, battered but breathing. U-123 glides forward through the dark, away from the wreck of the destroyer, away from the enemy aircraft, away from the grave that nearly closed over her. Above them, dawn breaks across a calm Atlantic, a sky of pale golden gray, indifferent to the terror it witnessed only hours before. Below, in the shadowed depths, U-123 carries a truth more dangerous than any torpedo. Germany's greatest secret is no secret at all, and the hunters of the Atlantic have become the hunted because of it. Asterisk asterisk. It is a truth that will change the war. A truth that will save lives if anyone listens. And as the submarine slips quietly toward the horizon, her captain vows, they will listen. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching.